Hi guys, it's me Aniki Benj and welcome back to another video. Today join me as I draw Qifrey from the anime Witch Hat Atelier. This piece is extra special because I created it for an art event hosted by a Facebook art group I'm part of. So if you're into art and love sharing your creativity, feel free to join the art group as well. Before we get started, I just want to share a few quick disclaimers. So let's jump in. For this event, the theme was to draw a topless anime character highlighting their physique, especially the abs. And since Qifrey has been getting a lot of attention lately, I thought, why not use him as my subject? So yes, we're about to see a more daring, sexy side of Qifrey in this piece. I also want to share the references I used while creating this artwork. And even though I've been drawing for years now, I still consider myself a beginner. I'm not a professional and I'm still working on improving my understanding of anatomy. So shout out to this random guy I came across on TikTok because his body type really matches how I imagined Qifrey for this concept. For the background, I'll be using the cover of the book to tie everything together. And the overall concept I'm going for is Naughty Qifrey meets Magical Hottie. So you're excited about it? So it's going to be a fun mix of charm, mischief, and fantasy. So let's see how it turns out. At this point, I'm already in the lining stage. By the way, I did trace the silhouette of the reference, and honestly, it helped me understand how each muscle is placed. I was a bit hesitant about tracing at first, but the more I think about it, it's not that different from using 3D models available in some drawing apps. It just so happens that this time, I use a real person as my guide. And it's not like I'm copying everything exactly, and I'm still interpreting it in my own style. So what about you? What's your take on tracing? Does it make you less of an artist if tracing is part of your process? I'm honestly still a bit unsure about this, and I don't want to generalize every art group, but I've noticed that some art communities are really against tracing. I understand where they're coming from, especially when it comes to originality and creating your own work. But what if you're still learning? I mean, what if you're someone who just got your drawing tablet a week ago, a month ago, and you want to jump right into creating digital art and you're just like me, you struggle with poses, anatomy, or proportions. Will you stop? Of course not, right? Because you want to learn. And I think tracing is one of the methods that can help you with your art journey, whether it's digital or traditional. Personally, I'm not saying this just to defend myself. I believe it really depends on how you use the method. If tracing is used as a learning tool to better understand structure and form, I don't think it should be such a big issue, especially if you're being honest about it. That's actually one of the reasons why I started a digital art group for beginners. I encouraged them to trace at first, not to copy blindly, but to get comfortable with their tools, to understand how things are built, and to develop their confidence. And over time, the goal is to rely less on tracing as they improve. Even now, I still use tracing occasionally for poses I find difficult, because I generally want to learn how they work. It just feels discouraging sometimes to see beginner or younger artists being criticized so harshly for including tracing in their process. Of course, there's a clear line. Stealing someone else's artwork or directly tracing and claiming it as your own is a definite no. That's a completely different issue. But when it comes to learning, growing, and being transparent, I think there should be more understanding within the art community. Alright, enough about tracing. Let's get back to the drawing. So at this stage, I'm working on the line art, right? And I just want to share that the style that I'm using here is a bit different from what I usually do. Normally, I go for clean single stroke lines with varying thickness. But for this piece, as you can see, I decided to experiment with something new, using multiple thin lines to build up the line work. And to be honest, I'm really starting to like it. It feels lighter and less heavy on the eyes, giving the piece a softer, more detailed look. I'm not sure yet if I can turn this into a custom pen to speed things up, but I know there's probably a way, and that's something I'd like to explore later on. Also, a fun fact: without the time lapse, this lining process took me around 3 hours. Crazy, right? But I genuinely enjoyed every minute of it, and I think that's what matters most. All right. So I've just finished lining the body. Next up will be the coat, and then followed by the inner garment. So you might be wondering why I'm separating the line works like this. Well, it's because I'm planning to create four versions of this artwork. So the first one will feature Qifrey in his full attire, right? Just subtly showing his abs. The second version removes the inner clothing, the black one. And the third takes away the cloak. And for the final version, well, let's just say it's the boldest take on the concept. Okay, so it gradually shifts in tone. So from a bit playful and naughty to more daring and expressive, you get what I'm going for, right? So I thought it would be a fun way to explore different variations of the same piece while pushing my creativity a bit further. So yeah, let's see how it all comes together. Okay, so right now we're on the coloring stage. So basically the garment, the body itself, the skin tones, are in different layers, and I'm not sure if you can see it. Oh no, it's yeah, you cannot see it, but I separated each layer and grouped them into folders. So basically the cloak, or the outer garment, right, is on a different folder. The inner garment, which is this black one, will be on a second folder, so on and so forth. Okay, and again, I did that because I don't know if there's any other way for me to execute what I'm trying to do right now. To produce four pieces of artworks, with less and less of clothing for Kifrey. So yeah, this is just me coloring everything, and I'm just playing around what works best for the concept and for the atmosphere that I'm trying to build here. And yeah, this is just flat colors, and then at the same layer, I'm also so basically it's flat colors, right? And then I will create another layer on top of it and then mask it, and then I render right away. Okay, so and then done. After that part, I'm done, and then I go to the next folder, which is the skin or the body. Same process. Create a layer, and then clip it, and then render. That's it. So basically, that's the procedure that I'm doing here. It's just repeated. I'm doing it repeatedly for each folders that I created, and I know that there's a better way to do it, but as of right now with the level of of learnings that I have, which is very limited. I'm still, again, as I mentioned earlier, I'm still a beginner in digital art. I'm still figuring things up, and yeah, this is the best um, procedure that I can come up so far. That I believe works for me. So yeah, enough of the talking. I just let you watch the video, and then I'll just get back to you guys once I'm done here. So yeah, just playing around, and the colors that I pick are like muted and not too much saturated, so that I can play it around later on. By the way, I zoomed in the shot here for this particular part because Qifrey is completely naked at that part, and YouTube might report us. I mean, ban the video or what, or somebody might report us. But yeah, you get it. So yeah, enjoy the process. So, and I'll get back to you if needed. Okay. Okay, so right now I'm almost done coloring the on the skin tone of Qifrey, and at this point, I'm thinking that maybe it's too saturated. It's almost like his sunburn, so I'm I will try to tone it down. Maybe make it paler. During this point, I'm still checking color options because I don't have a palette ready. So I'm just doing it, impromptu. So at on the spot. So, but yeah, so far so good. The white really helped me out to lighten his color to be better, and I'm really happy about the result. And I'm not sure why the hair is on the same layer as the body. Normally, I separate hair layers to the body so that it can be easily be rendered. But yeah, whatever. It's already there. And now we're on the procedure of creating a background for this artwork. Excuse me. And I came across this wonderful book cover artwork, and it really is like the best perfect background for my artwork. So I'm trying to replicate it. So I will trace the patterns and then add my personal touch on it. So as you can see on the small recording, I just copied, traced the structure, and then as for the details, that's where I put my own twist on it. And same goes with the color. I don't want it to be like bright, because this is going to be the background of our artwork, and I want the main subject to stand out. So I'll be making this on a darker version or a darker side, so that our subject will pop up. So this is me rendering on the cover. Some layers or some portions are glowing, some are not, to add depth. gold leaves, and yeah, after that we will just put our Qifrey, or yeah, our finished artwork, just like this, and then I will just continue on. And now on a different layer on the very top, this is going to be on the very top. This is where I will put lighting, additional lighting or boost for my piece, like shadows or gradient effects, stars and all that. Those small details that will help my artwork look better. So yeah, this is me. I'm just checking because just like this, there's a portion in the eye that's not colored. So I'm not sure why, but yeah. Thankfully, I was able to find the layer where it belongs. So it took me like 15 minutes to find that error. So to find that layer. But yeah, this is me retouching everything, checking if everything looks good, and so far I'm contented. I know I can still, draw it better, but with the level of my skills, I think this is the best that I can do for now, and I think it's not that bad. And yeah, I'm just adding small details here, just glowing effects, and I will just export it and submit it to the organizer. And by the way, I'm not going to show you the complete versions for the version 2, version 3, version 4, okay? Because we might get banned or someone might be offended about it. But yeah, this is just for fun, guys. So if you see a sexy drawing, or we're not sexualizing it, this is just purely for fun and entertainment. And thank you again to the references, to the source of the reference I used, to the TikTok guy, to Google for the cover, and for the Qifrey image. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and here is the final input. No, not final input. Final or finished artwork. Okay, sorry, I'm just kidding. Here are the 4 versions of the artwork that we created today, covered in this video. And yeah, if you enjoyed this type of videos, and if you want to see more of my future artworks, feel free to follow me on my social media platforms. You can search Aniki Benj on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and also I'm open for commissions. So if you want any anime art style, fan arts, original concepts, feel free to message me to my email, anikiartcreations@gmail.com. So again, thank you guys for joining me in this video, and see you on the next one.